Meantime, the Democrats' risky midterm strategy appears to be paying off. Democratic groups spending at least $51 million in Republican primaries this year to boost several far-right Republican candidates who sided with former President Trump's false claims about a stolen 2020 election. But they didn't get the results they wanted in Colorado, Nevada, California, and Virginia. So joining us now, Mychael Schnell, House reporter from our partners at The Hill. Mychael, thanks for being with us. I know you've been very busy over these past few days. All 8 election-denying far-right candidates who these Democrats had supported in the primaries lost. So do you think, Mychael, this means Dems will resort to this strategy again in the future?
Nichole, it's entirely possible because, as they say, these strategies, they're only worth employing if the results make them worth putting into play. And as you mentioned, these candidates, these Republican right-leaning candidates that Democrats propped up in the primaries ultimately ended up losing the general election to Democrats. So there's some Democratic leaders are sort of chalking this up as a win for the strategy because at the end of the day, they got the outcome they wanted. Their Democrats did win in the general. So it is quite possible that we'll see the strategy be employed in the future. But I think it's really important to note that this strategy attracted a ton of criticism inside the party. There were lawmakers who were criticizing it, Democratic strategists who were criticizing it, saying that it was hypocritical for Democrats who call election denying to be one of the greatest threats to democracy for them to be propping up candidates who are espousing those ideas. So if Democrats do decide to go down this path again, I think that criticism from even lawmakers within their own party, Congresswoman Stephanie Murphy, who sits on the January 6th Select Committee, she said a while back that she was receiving death threats from people who believe that the election was stolen, and for Democrats to be propping up those people in primaries, she called it very hypocritical and had an issue with it. So I think that if Democrats do decide to use this strategy again in the future, they're going to consider what their colleagues think of it.
Yeah, certainly a controversial strategy, even if it did work. All right, so we're talking about Democratic success. Let's talk about Republican success because, typically blue New York, Republicans there flipped 4 Democratic seats. It's more than any other state. And Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez says that the state's party leadership is to blame. Is she correct?
Look, what we're seeing right now is one of Washington's favorite games to play after elections, the blame game. Everyone, especially when they lose an election, they have their theory of what went wrong. Everyone's pointing their fingers. Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez says the blame lies with the New York State Democratic Party. Whether she's right, whether she's wrong, I think we have to study the results a little bit more. That's for others to decide. But if we look into her argument a little bit, part of it lays within the redistricting fiasco that we saw play out in New York in the spring. That's when Democrats up in Albany, they proposed a map that was beneficial for their party. The top court in the state said, hey, no, we can't use those. That's gerrymandering. It's clearly beneficial to your party. And then a third party came in and proposed new maps that made it increasingly more competitive for Democrats. Liberals argue that that harkens back to a deal that the former governor struck in the state with some lawmakers, in addition to a ballot initiative that was on the ballot a couple of years ago. So that's where the Congresswoman's argument is coming in addition to her saying that some Democrats sort of leaned into arguments from Republicans about raising the issue of crime and public safety. Ocasio-Cortez is saying that they should have kept the narrative focused on issues like abortion, kitchen table issues. So, again, that's her argument. Everyone else has their theory to what went wrong. It remains to be seen who's right.
All right, Mychael, thank you so much. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.